we are tripling down on talking about the Cowboys backfield. It's seemingly the only thing we ever talk about. Another thing, when you were in good old Quebec last Thursdays, we spent a long time talking about the Cowboys backfield. We don't really want to talk about it again, but there's been major developments. Tony Pollard has been franchise tagged. There's chatter in league circles via ESPN's Dan Graziano that Zeke could be cut. The Zeke era could actually be ending. So we know Pollard, unless they have designs on trading him, which I highly doubt, is coming back for 2023. Zeke's status is still up in the air, could be resolved as soon as this week. Mm-hmm. I just wonder, is there even though the Cowboys, are spending their entire offseason talking about how they're going more run heavy, how much room is there for Pollard to actually grow in this offense, even if Zeke's gone? Or is this just going to be a situation where Pollard is going to be there, but he's just going to always be paired with someone else to take wear and tear off of him? And have we already seen Tony Pollard's max season fantasy, or is there indeed still room to grow?
I mean, the peripheral numbers say that he can do what he did this year again. There's nothing that jumps out that says, oh man, he got Pollard got lucky with the touchdowns or got lucky with yards per target or reception or whatever. All that aligns with a guy who can do something, at least something similar again. So no, I don't think that he's, it's all downhill from here or anything. I will say that this team is seemingly very intent on not using him as a workhorse. And, that makes sense. Maybe size wise, explosiveness wise, it reminds me of the way that Kansas City used Jamal Charles before, Andy Reid, came to the team and that worked out fine. Jamal Charles was a hyper efficient, both as a pass catcher and as a rusher, but he wasn't getting 20 touches a game. And I don't foresee a scenario where Pollard is used in that way. So if Zeke is released, which is just really an unimaginable scenario for as much as the Joneses love their Zeke.
They're about to be, I don't know how the range on Jerry Jones's yacht is, but they're signing him up for a trip that goes as far as that boat will go. Yes. And then where he can't even get satellite phone reception, and then they're making the move.
Yeah, I mean it does seem that, but if they release him, then I think you could probably look for the Cowboys to draft a running back. I don't know how high, but Stephen Jones, the executive vice president, said last week that he is not, quote, philosophically opposed, unquote, to taking a running back in the first round. So we have to keep tabs on that.
It's known as the Bijan alternative.
That is what we're calling it right now.
That is what we're calling it. Yeah, Jerry Jones has no idea why his sons have chartered a trip to the middle of the Indian Ocean for his yacht. There's very little land around there. They're sending him to Diego Garcia. If you don't know what it is, look it up. He's going there to visit some troops. And then when he's there, they're going to cut Ezekiel Elliott because he can't stop the move. He's in the middle of the Indian
right.
Ocean.
Oh, my God. So that is what's happening.
That is what's happening. Yeah, and so let's just say this. If Pollard's back. If Zeke is not back, would you be comfortable using a first-round pick on Tony Pollard in fantasy drafts?
I mean, no.
Really? Because, you're essentially – it's basically Austin Eckler, isn't it? It's similar to Alvin Kamara in his prime, is it not? Seriously, is it not?
I don't think he's seeing that sort of target volume.
I don't know. They're down very bad on a receiver. I could see Pollard being a pretty safe first round pick.
You're gonna if you want Tony Pollard, you're gonna have to take him in the first round.
That's true. That's a better way to put it. Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
I guess it's not. I don't think the prospect is horrifying, but his role would have to change quite a bit. And the prospect of the Cowboys going in on a running back in the draft is real and terrifying if you are drafting best ball teams right now and being oh, Tony Pollard is going to get 350 touches this year. He's not.
Yeah, no, he is not. So you're hoping for an Eckler type season. You're hoping for Kamara type season. Kamara very rarely ever reached 20 touches until basically his legs were already gone the past year or two. So I think Tony Pollard, I'd feel fairly safe with Tony Pollard as a first round. But like you said, it's kind of a moot point because if you're going to want him, he's going to be a first-round pick. So you're going to have to take him in the first round. Yeah. Zeke is gone.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and Rotoworld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, okay? Respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from Rotoworld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.